Welcome to the Epicinsanity Vlog Challenge day number 2 of 30. Today's date is Wednesday, October 25th, 2017. So, yesterday's episode was the first episode, or the first vlog. I guess I gotta get used to calling it a vlog or a video instead of calling it a podcast, or an audio file, or an episode. So, yesterday's was the first vlog. Went pretty well. Editing was pretty smooth, didn't have a whole lot of mistakes, so that was a good thing. So, I was impressed. The only thing I was disappointed with was the quality of the camera, but I realized it was because I was shooting in like 720 and I was uploading in 1080. So definitely a little mistake, but hopefully I fixed it today so everything looks a little bit more HD, more in live and in living color. But I wanted to jump right in because yesterday's video was really long and I don't want videos to be that long. I want them to be a little bit shorter, like 2.5 minutes to 5 minutes. So today I'm going to jump right in. So this is day number 2 of 30 or 31, and I'm going to be talking about what I do. So yesterday I hinted about it a little bit. I talked about it a little bit. For those people that don't know who I am, you don't know what I do, you don't know what I am, you don't know what I do outside of talking to this camera because you may have never seen me or heard me or know what I do. But I am a podcaster, and I talked about that yesterday. I do Frozen Nerds. I'm actually wearing a Frozen Nerds shirt today. You can hardly see it. But I am a Frozen Nerd. I am also a podcaster for the Epic Questions podcast, but beyond that, I am an audio engineer. So what I am is I take people's audio for podcasts, I edit them, make them sound awesome, upload them to whatever source they look for, if it's Libsyn, Podbean, whatever, get it into iTunes, get it onto Google Play, get it onto Stitcher, get it into people's ears so you're able to listen to the quality content that people are putting out. So I take that really crappy audio and I turn it into a masterpiece and I give it back to you, and I've been doing it for about a year, but actively hardcore for about the past 6 months. I'm currently editing over 8 podcasts a week on any given day. Today is my busiest day. It's Wednesday. I have the biggest clients that I work for today, so I need to make this video short so I can get right on to doing that. But what I do is I edit, I remove sound. I have some of the latest technology in the industry. I use Isotope RX6. So if you're not familiar with that, you don't know audio. But basically what that is it's what they use in the studios. It's about a $2,000 piece of software, and it removes all of the static and all the background noise. It literally, I can take a gas generator, remove the gas generator sound from the background of somebody talking about sharks. And I've done that, and I'll have examples down below in the description you can go check out. But all of that, basically what I do is I take all that audio, I turn it into a masterpiece, I give it back to you. So I learned how to do that mainly because I was doing my own podcast, and I taught myself. I taught myself how to use Adobe Audition CS6 at the time when I started. Now I'm up to Adobe Audition Creative Cloud 2017, which is awesome because it's got a ton of new awesome features, which actually speeds up my editing process. And I've also been learning over the years on how to speed up audio when I'm editing. So now I edit actually in a 1.25 speed instead of a 1 speed. I know a lot of people who listen to podcasts listen to it in a 1.25 or a 5. So I've increased my audio editing skills to the point where I can edit just as perfection, but it cuts out 25% of my time. So I'm able to do more work in a shorter period of time without losing that audio quality. I still listen to each track individually, so if it's a multi-track like Frozen Nerds, for example, it's a multi-track podcast. There's 2 hosts. You have Kilroy on one end and me on the other. I listen to both tracks individually, I edit both tracks individually, and I remove all of the imperfections. Breaths, coughs, sneezes, dogs barking, ambulance going by, pauses, repeats, false starts, all of that stuff. Now, I don't do that for Frozen Nerds because I don't waste the time. We've come to a point where we edit pretty well and we record pretty well, so I'm not having to do a whole lot of editing. I remove the background static from Kilroy's track, upload it as is. I spend about 15 minutes recording or editing the Frozen Nerds podcast, but on Epic Questions podcast, one of my other podcasts, I do personally. That one I do detailed editing, where I remove all my mistakes, I remove all my breaths, I remove all of that stuff, I go into deep dive into it. I believe it's better quality, it's better to listen to, it's smoother to listen to, there's not these, and I'll probably edit that out, but you saw me do it, because I'm horrible and I always remove breaths, but you'll see that breath removal, and you'll even notice that in my videos too. You'll watch my mouth open to take a breath, but you won't actually see the breath. So I remove all of that to make it the most pristine possible audio that you want to listen to. Because when you're listening to a podcast, you want to listen to a podcast. You don't want to listen to what's going on in the background. You don't want to hear these clicks and these snaps and these pops and the electronic noise from the computer and my ceiling fan that's not running today because I'm recording a video and I didn't want to add shadow above my head. But there are a lot of things you hear in a podcast that you normally wouldn't hear because I'm editing all that stuff out. So I work with some major clients. I'm not going to list them here because they may not be clients anymore once you see this video. But I'll have a link to the description below where you can find all the different podcasts that I'm working for. There are some clients that I've launched their podcast. I've taken their podcast from an idea and turned it into an actual full-fledged podcast for the internet. And these podcasts are getting hundreds of thousands of downloads. There's some clients that I work with that are professional podcasters, and I just edit their audio for them because why do it yourself when you can pay somebody else to do it for you? So I'll have links to all that down below. So if you want to check that out, it's all over on my website, Epicinsanity.com. It's super easy to get to, super easy to check out. Like I said, links below. The other thing I do is I do voice work. So it all started out because I started podcasting. People said they enjoyed my voice. They enjoyed listening to me. They could listen to me talk for days. Some people have listened to me talk for days. But it all started there. It all started with that simple little thing of like, maybe I should get into this. Well, then I started doing some stuff for people for free on the side, just for fun. You know, podcast intros, YouTube intros, making my funny little Follow Friday movie trailers for people that you can find on my SoundCloud. Just messing around, having a good time. I do have a deep voice, and I can go really deep when I have to. So, sometimes, when you get the deep voice. So, I do stuff like that. I also do a super energetic, over-the-top, awesome YouTube commercials. I do, would you like to buy this awesome product? I do all different types of stuff. I can do different voices. Sometimes they're good, and sometimes they're bad. But then there's other ones like pain, agony. So I can do all different types of stuff. I can take it to the extreme. I can do awesome little things. I can do audiobooks. I do radio commercials, movie trailers, audiobooks, like I said. I do YouTube channels. I do pretty much anything that's anybody's willing to pay me money for. If you are willing to pay me cash money to read something into a microphone, I am more than willing to help you out. And I mix it. I'll make it sound awesome. I'll give it to you a high quality MP3 or WAV file or whatever type of file format that you desire. I can hook you up with that. So I do all those different types of things, and that's literally what I do for a living now. I recently had a part-time job to make sure that I could afford a trip to California, so I had some extra spending cash and that I could function and live. But now I am 100% doing freelance audio work and voiceover work. So that's what I do for a living from the comfort of my own home. So I don't have to go to a job every day. Granted, I do wake up every morning between 6 and 7. I get my day started and I go until it's done. So some nights I work overnight. I pull an all-nighter because I have to work hard enough to get my client work done and get it back to them. So in the description below, I will have my Fiverr services available. I do podcast coaching, I do audio restoration, I do Halloween voices. It's almost Halloween, so that's pretty much over with. But I do a ton of different things down below. I'm all over the place. If you want to talk to me and you want me to be the voice of your next project, or if you want me to be the audio engineer behind your current or next project, or if you just want to talk to me about how to get into podcasting, I do all of that stuff at a very minimal rate. My prices may be going up, so I will not quote them here, because as I learn how much stuff I can do, I might even be doing like a voice challenge too, coming up post BlizzCon, so post California trip, when I'm actually back home and I have my studio equipment so I can actually do this stuff. But that's pretty much all I have to talk about today. So if you liked this video, hit like. If you like what I'm doing or want to keep up with what I'm doing, hit subscribe below. If you are wanting me to talk about something specific instead of just rambling on about stupid stuff, put a comment below and I'll read it and I'll respond and I'll try to get those up for you. But like I said, this is day 2 of 30, so get ready. This is the second day. Hopefully it's better audio quality or better video quality. The audio quality should have been perfect yesterday. But going forward, hopefully the video quality will fluctuate until I figure out how to properly do this. So bear with me. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Retweet them, send them out to your friends, share them on Facebook, let people know that you're enjoying what is going on. But like always, I'm Epicinsanity, and I will see you on the other side of the login screen.